All right, Mets fans, let's get into it. Again, this was a very frustrating one in Mets land as they dropped their latest game against the Halos, but we have some big Mets updates to get into in this one, and it has everything to do with Mets top pitching prospect Brandon Sproat. We just talked about him a night ago because he struck out a casual 13 over 5 innings, barely had any walks, struck out 11 in a row. How can you go wrong with Brandon Sproat as a high riser now as one of the top pitching prospects in all Major League Baseball in his first professional season that we have seen in single A, double A, and now, yes, buckle up everybody, we are going to be getting Mr. Brandon Sproat in triple A. The latest reports here from Chase Ford that we saw on Twitter X earlier today, check him out, states the following: the New York Mets are promoting right-handed pitcher Brandon Sproat to Syracuse triple A. Sproat had a 2.45 ERA along with 77 strikeouts and just over 50 innings with the Rumble Ponies this season. And in case you guys did not see how good Brandon Sproat was yesterday, let me enlighten you. This guy was absolutely nails. Again, a human highlight reel with 11 strikeouts in a row. Now Sproat in just right around 80 or so innings this season, 70 plus, has 110 strikeouts on the year, and I want to say 87.2 innings, right around there. Don't quote me, I could be wrong by any or so. Brandon Sproat with a wonderful right around 11 K per 9 this season, and both high A and now we have seen at the double A level with the Rumble Ponies, touching 101, 102 on the gun with that absolutely deadly fastball. A beautiful mix of pitches for Brandon Sproat, who has now commanded that walk rate beautifully throughout a handful of starts that we have seen at the double A level. Now he is getting set to have his final test yet, facing AAA batters before making his inevitable Mets debut that, as things are currently looking, will be happening before the season's end. Yes, you heard that correctly, everybody. I pushed it aside for a while, but now everything is aligning for Brandon Sproat to impact the Mets before the season ends, and it could come at a huge time with the Metsies facing their arch rivals leading the division right now in the Philadelphia Phillies. 7 games in the final 2 weeks of the season. Well, Brandon Sproat will still be rookie eligible for the entire 2025 campaign, should he not be with the Mets until at earliest August 17th, August 18th range. That way he can't get past, say, 50 innings or 50 games or so. It's along those lines to make sure that he stays rookie eligible. And here's the thing, and Brandon Sproat looks great as a potential relief option for the Mets. A multi-aim reliever like a Jose Butto, for example, down the stretch, a flamethrower that would not only do wonders immediately for the Mets bullpen, it could do wonders for his early progression here at the MLB level for Sproat, who then can take on 2025, headline this rotation with Kodai Senga and Christian Scott among others, and really having an opportunity to win an award in 2025 should it be, say, NL Rookie of the Year. If that happens, then the Mets find themselves winning a draft pick, so further incentive as to why this is far from a negative opportunity for the Mets and for Brandon Sproat to make sure that they can have happen. And for Sproat here, this is a guy that again started the year with the Port St. Lucie Mets. Now we fast forward here months later, he's dominating at the Rumble Pony level in Double A. He looked fantastic in his scoreless inning at this year's Futures game around All-Star break, and he's looking even more fantastic by the day. Brandon Sproat with a lights-out 13 strikeout performance now has him all set up to hopefully make his Mets debut before the end of the season, because let's keep it a buck, everybody. When it comes to top pitching prospects at the AAA level, yes, it's not a sure guaranteed thing. We've seen struggles with guys like Blade Tidwell, Mike Vassell, and Dominic Hamill, just to name a few, but none of them are also on the profile of pedigree of a prospect that Brandon Sproat is in the Mets farm right now. Why is that important to note? It's important to note because usually top prospects linger around the AA level, and then they're called up from there, not only for the pitching but also for the offense. So you will see that difference in competition level and consistencies at the AAA level. But even with Brandon Sproat, if say he gets rocked his first outing or two, I don't think it's going to be long before he gets comfortable and gives the Mets all the signs, if not already, to say, hey, David Stearns, get on the call. Let's give him a call. Let's give him an opportunity to at minimum be a relief option for the Mets. And again, with the flame-throwing fastball that he has, looking beautiful with his breaking pitches, that sweeper look that is looking sharp as well. What can you not say about Brandon Sproat and his pure dominance, his great projection upwards from a guy that was barely talked about heading into the season, who's now not only an MLB top 100 MLB pipeline prospect, but is now deemed as a top 20 to top 25 prospect in baseball, as deemed as a top 3 pitching prospect in the game today. And if you want to know just a little bit more on how good Brandon Sproat has been, everybody, let me enlighten you all with the following information, because as many of you guys know, we did a huge announcement recently on the channel that we are expanding on socials on X. As you know, you guys can follow me at WardyNYM. We're over 14,000 strong. Thank you all so much for that. But we also are now going to be running things on a larger Mets platform. That is the official WardyNYM Twitter account, YouTube channel. So mainly the main difference is all my graphics I'll be posting there that I usually post on Twitter. I'll still retweet them on my personal, and then when I do live streams, they will be live more so on that channel, pardon me, not channel, but platform, than my personal Twitter soon enough. I just need to get that set up still. But as you guys can see here on the Twitter X account here, folks, again, please make sure to check it out at your earliest convenience. Greatly appreciated. That's where we have the lineups. And again, over 60,000 strong here on this account. So if you aren't following already, make sure you do so. Thank you all so much for that. And one of our pitching contributors, that being an Isaac Rothman, put out a fantastic thread on Brandon Sproat. Shout out to Jacob with the edit that we saw there. Brandon Sproat being named official today, moved up to the AAA level. So exciting to see. And now we see an awesome thread that my guy, pardon me, and Isaac Rothman came out with earlier today. Let me find it for you all so that way you can check it out for yourself. Let's do a quick little deep dive on Brandon Sproat, and then we'll get into more about this 5-4 loss for the Mets. But Brandon Sproat needs to be highlighted. This guy is just way too good not to talk about as much as humanly possible right now. Here's the latest thread from Isaac Rothman. You guys will be able to see exclusive threads just like this on the WardyNYM official X account, as we posted a separate thread today that I actually will show you first on Paul Blackburn, everything you need to know about him from his outing yesterday. We broke it down in our live stream notes from yesterday's game. However, if you didn't check the live stream, if you want to know a little bit more about Paul Blackburn and what worked so well for him in his Mets debut yesterday, check out this thread that we have here on the platform. But to hop in this one with Brandon Sproat, again, there's a reason why it's got over 1,000 likes. Isaac is a pitching guru and finds all the fantastic information to break down one of, if not in Isaac's mind, the top pitching prospect in the game right now. Brandon Sproat is on track to be the #1 pitching prospect in the game if he's not already. Last night we saw him with pure dominance, 5 innings of 2 hits, 0 earned run, 0 walk, 13 strikeout ball just on 81 pitches, including 21 whiffs, and at one point he struck out 11 batters in a row. As we mentioned, the arsenal is lethal. The fastball tops out at 102, and his low release point and great extension with the pitch makes it even look faster to set hitters. You know, something interesting about Sproat that he has done in the past was sitting 98 to 100 on his fastball in the first inning, but was sitting 96 to 98 for the rest of the game. It's possible he was doing this last night as well. And mind you, these notes go directly in hand with what we talked about Brandon in our show yesterday. So if you missed that, especially now, you're being even more informed on Brandon Sproat and the flame-throwing prospect that he is for the Mets. This is something that DeGrom famously did, and that worked his off-speed pitches. As you see here, that we see from TJ Stats, a great breakdown on one of the most underrated pitches in the minors is his changeup. We recently got StatCast data from the Futures game, and now we can just see how special this pitch really is. And you guys can see, again, some of this advanced information here from TJ Stats available on Twitter X. Very exciting stuff there, because as we continue to break it down with Sproat, the changeup mechanics are 5 inches of induced vertical break, IVB, 16 inches of horizontal break, roughly 90 miles per hour. To put this into context, the average horizontal break on a changeup is around 11 inches. So 16 inches of horizontal break on that changeup is well above average, and it profiles eerily similar to Kevin Gausman's splitter that we spoke about in the past. His slutter, that we will call that the slider cutter hybrid that we broke down yesterday, tight movement, high velocity, paired with that fastball and changeup, it's a deadly arsenal against left-handed hitters especially. Sproat also is working with his sweeper that we talked about recently, primarily to neutralize right-handed hitters. It looks like he got at least 1 or 2 Ks on it on his 13 strikeouts last night, and a dominant outing from Brandon Sproat, and his final outing, hopefully, at the Rumble Pony level. You know, occasionally mixes in a curveball to keep hitters off balance. Sproat has been dominant all year, but this was the most dominant we have seen him. It won't be long before he's in AAA, and funny enough, we find out just mere hours later, he is called up by the Mets to the AAA level with Syracuse. Shout out to Isaac for the breakdown. Hope you guys enjoyed that. But yeah, very exciting stuff to see how dominant Brandon Sproat has been in such a short sample size. That is what makes him so exciting. And that is why I simply cannot wait to see what Brandon Sproat is going to do at the MLB level sooner rather than later. I blame that screaming kid for the loss. I blame that screaming kid too, Steve. If you know, you know. Thank you for that donation. I appreciate that. But now let's hop right back into this one, everybody, as we continue to break everything down. That is the latest with the Metropolitan updates. So now we're going to get into all the latest on the other key updates that aren't as notable as Brandon Sproat, along with getting into breaking down this ball game inning by inning, all the key takeaways on the pitching, the offensive end, and how the Mets ultimately lost this one, led not only from Huascar Brazoban, but also just the unfortunate managing by Carlos Mendoza and this bullpen once again. So we're going to continue on with the live show, but if you're watching this as a pre-recorded segment clipped after the fact, thank you so much, and let me know your thoughts on Brandon Sproat and his continued growth here at the minor league level in the comments down below. See you guys in the next one. As always, no matter what, let's go Mets, baby. Peace out.